Oh, here's a first little update. I'm removing all the parts from the trees, inspecting things. Felix is watching some cartoons here, wanted to come in and hang out with me. Hey, Felix. And we found one bad part here from the fire. That's all I found. That's the only bad part. Not a big deal because got another one right here. You see, under my desk here, I've been building these NASCARs for so many years. The monogram NASCAR race car kits. I have this big stash underneath of just parts from NASCAR model kits. So, put my hand in there and out came this. There was a bunch of them, and you know, of course, there was a white one. I might as well grab a white one. So we're okay. Everything else seems good. So I'm gonna get back on here. I got another little trick I'm gonna show you, which will be in this video because I got more things as we go along before I totally put this video out. We're just gonna be working on it. I'm doing my parting lines. I don't care. It's a 48-hour build. I'm getting rid of these parting lines. I can't stand parting lines, and that's how I get rid of them. It's so simple. Look at that. You just glide across there. I'll try to teach you some things too, as I if you don't know, if you've never done it, and might as well. Heck, we're making a build video, I guess, kind of, sort of. Not really. Don't even think that it's a build video. And then I'm going to take a little piece of sanding pad here. I'm not even nice about this stuff. And then I just hit it with the 1000 grit sanding pad. I think that'll look good. So I'm going to be continuing on with all this stuff, and we'll see you in a bit.
You're watching the Luka C channel on YouTube.
Well, hey, it's the next morning, and I stayed up probably till about midnight or so. I probably got about, because I took a few breaks doing some other things too, from 8 to midnight. So about 2.5 hours. I've been doing a whole bunch of cleaning, working. You can see we got a mess here. That don't belong here. Just trying to do some figuring, but a whole lot of, getting rid of those parting lines. I just can't have parting lines on roll bar, especially. It's just so easy to take care of. Like I said, I just scrape along, and it'll be good enough for this cool little quick build. I got to be careful not to put too much time into it. But for those of you who are real quick thing, I want to show you something I do with my NASCAR. Mainly the GM chassis that they call it. It's not really. Ooh, we have a part that went loose there. Let's get some extra thin in there. Not mark fit, but extra thin. Didn't want to stay. And that's what I've been using. Is I love this extra thin quick set from Tamiya because it bonds the plastic and it works really fast. I don't know why that didn't clip in there, but for those of you who are all the early 80s GM monogram and now Salvino's JR models NASCAR kits, this here, the whole front and this are all one piece. And I always like to slice this off, and you'll see later on, probably in one of my next coming up videos, of why I like to do this. Because you'll see, it works out. It's very convenient to do that. Because, you'll see. We'll go there, but that is something I do, is I slice that off. And I've been taking off all the ejector pin marks and everything on places that you'll see it. You see, I didn't bother there. The tires in there. I don't bother there. I never take the bodies off. Just doing the basics, getting rid of the ones that are visual. Because I'm planning on detail painting. I'm not going to do any detail on this. We don't have the time for that. But I do want to do detail painting. I like to be able to pick up the car, look underneath, and it look pretty decent. This is going to be pretty much a box stock build, less the aftermarket decals. So I never could enter this in box stock, I guess. But taking a sip of coffee. But right now I'm working on the cage and getting this all ready. Going to take it out into the garage and do some primering, and then I'm going to shoot my red. I did a little test shot of the red. This is that Italian red directly onto the white plastic. It actually is a bit too bright. This Italian red's really beautiful. I do like it, but I wanted a little bit darker red for this, for the inside. I'm going to paint the inside of the body. And so I think since I only have red oxide primer, it'll darken that up a little bit. This piece doesn't get seen. That's the part that goes right there. I just did this as a test shot. It'll never get seen, so I'm not going to really worry about doing anything with that. And there's one other thing I got to find, that when they changed the body styles, this was like the first real update back in the 80s, but still using the old chassis that was in the monogram Monte Carlos and Buicks, the square ones from the early 80s. Going to this rounded body, when you put this chassis on, the one thing that they didn't give you anything at the time of this kit was you had this big gaping thing into the trunk there. No back sail panel, or not sail panel, but whatever package tray you'd call them. The Ford Thunderbirds, I can show you on this right here. The Ford Thunderbirds, you see they had that package tray back there. And I would always take those. I'd always have a whole bunch of those. And I would take that package tray from the Ford Thunderbird kit, the Banjo Matthews kit, and it fits perfectly right there, and it fills that area up. And if you get like the 87 here, this is the chassis from the 87 87 version that they did, 87 Thunderbird. Even the package tray is a little bit bigger, and this also shows you how you can fit the Banjo Matthews chassis on here out of the Ford kits. That could even work out really good if I can scrounge up one of those, but just to fill that area in, I don't want to do too much work. Or you could just scratch build something, not a big deal. Anyways, that's my update right now. It's Saturday morning. I slept like 4.5 hours. I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep, and I thought I'd get back on this, so I'm chugging away on it. It's still kind of cool in the morning, so if I can get this all ready and go out to the garage and shoot all the primer on everything that I need, I'm hoping to be able to primer all of the chassis, get all this done. And this body, I also want to work on that. If I can get all that finished up and ready to primer in about an hour, I have it nice and cool out in the garage for me to work. So I'm going to get back on this. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're along with this build, if you're one of the people building, looking forward to seeing your videos or your posts on the Facebook group. That I'm going to put that right there for the Facebook group. If you don't realize, this build has its own Facebook group too. I can't remember if I mentioned that before, but I'm a bit tired. I really could lay down and fall back asleep now, but once I do, I just stare at the ceiling because I'm thinking about this. I'm really into it. So take another sip of some coffee. It's not cold, and let's get back into it. And let's see, right now I'll just tell you that's what time it is. And in a little bit, the Salvino's JR Models guys are going to be doing their Saturday morning show, and I'm going to listen to it while I'm, let's see what's up. Go over to, it's not the Builders Club, you go on over to Salvino, if I could spell it, Salvino JR Models. And it's just everybody can go to that group. There it is. That was from 6 days ago. That was last week's. So probably in about less than an hour. We're at 6:20 right now. 7 o'clock my time. The show comes on, so we're going to be watching it. But if you want to check that out, go on over to this Facebook group, and it's really an interesting, it's fun show. I like it every morning. It's a fun show to listen to. All right, and it's perfect since I'm working on an old NASCAR model. We'll listen to the Salvino's JR Models guys gab about the NASCAR models. All right, well, let's get on with this. I'll see you guys a little later. There's the producers.